Welcome to Book Bites. I'm really excited to recommend to you Learned Optimism by Martin Seligman. This is a classic in the business world. This is not a new book. It's been out since the 90s. But if you haven't read it, you simply have to if you are leading change in your organization. Now, there's many good things in this book, but the one I want to highlight for you is what he has really brought to the conversation is how people view events that happen to them and how they measure those events and what they tell themselves about those events. So when you're leading change and you're thinking about your communication in your organization, I really want you to think about these three measures that he talks about in terms of how people evaluate something that's happening to them. He really talks about people looking at events that are happening and assessing them on three measures. The first measure being, is this personal? We talk about that attribution theory. We look at what is happening and we decide, is this about me? Is this about me? Did I create this? Is this all about me? Is this my fault? Or is this perhaps something that's external to me? Perhaps this is bigger than me. Maybe this is something that I'm part of, but I'm not the only one that's part of it. It's a change that's larger than me. The other measure that he looks at is this situation permanent? Now this is important, especially if it's a difficult situation, a difficult change. Is this change or this scenario or this transition I have to go through, is it permanent or is it temporary? And for those folks who say, oh, no, this is temporary, at least the transition part, the difficult part is going to be temporary. They're much better at getting through situations than the people who say, oh, this is permanent. This has happened now, this is always going to be this way, it's never going to be any different, and they can get very negative about it. The last measure he talks about is this pervasive? People measure, and they look at events and ask themselves, how widespread is this in my life? And for people who are more pessimistic, they'll say, oh, now my job isn't what I want it to be because this aspect of my job is bad. It means my whole job is bad. Maybe my whole career in this organization is bad. Maybe I don't like it this way. In contrast to people who say, this part of my job that has changed, I don't particularly like maybe, but the rest of my job I do. And maybe my job's difficult right now, but the rest of my life is fine. So they're able to compartmentalize the tough parts of a change. So I want to encourage you, when you start to think about the communication in your change, that you think about those two measures and really look over your communication and see how are people likely to evaluate this and see if there's ways that you can help them evaluate it in ways more positive. Talk to you next month.